Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH, and today we are looking at the DeepCool CH260 M-atx case. Should you buy it? Let's find out. Okay, so this is the DeepCool CH260. Now this is a level up to micro-atx case. As for the overall size and dimensions of the case itself, well, it's 438 millimeters by 225 by 312.5 millimeters. The net weight is 5.3 kilograms. Materials are ABS, SPCC and tempered glass. The motherboard supported in this case is Mini-ITX, micro-atx and also rear connector motherboards. The front I/O, it is USB 3.0.2 and it is a Gen 2 Type C, as well as audio and microphone jack with a big power button. Okay, so when it comes to radiators supported, it does support a 360, a 240 and a 120 at the top. The rear does support a 120. As for fan support, it does support two 120mm fans at the front. It does support three 120mm fans at the top and two 140mm fans as well. Rear fan support, like I said, does support a 120 radiator as well as a 120mm fan. As for the CPU cooler maximum height, it is 174 millimeters. As for power supplies, it does support SFF power supplies as well as ATX power supplies by here in this mount. As for GPUs, well, it does support the minimum or the smallest it supports is basically the smallest graphics card you can get up, and then the biggest it can go into length. This is without the front fans placed in the front. It's 388 millimeters, but if you don't put fans in the front, it does support GPU lengths up to 413 millimeters in length. Drive support, it does have room by here for a 3.5 and a 2.5 inch drive bay right here, as well as a lot of ventilation around the area for the power supply. The amount of room you've got, well, you have got quite a bit of room for cable management. There are cable points up here, there and there, down here as well. This case is only a 4-slot design, so that means a 4-slot GPU is compatible. So the back panel does have a lot of ventilation hole at the back just for the amount of airflow for the power supply. The front panel, well, the front panel is also magnetic and it does have a dust filter pre-installed, which is removable. As for the dust filtration on the top, it does have a included dust filter, but once you remove the top, it is magnetic, and the bottom exactly the same with a removable dust filter as well. Okay, so as for what's actually included, this is the information and support leaflet. It does come with a little manual to tell you the overall specifications, and then it does come with this nifty little see-through tray. It does have all the assortment of the screws for the motherboard, the extra screws for the tie downs as well. By here you've got cable ties as well as Velcro straps for easier cable management, but you do have everything here for the overall case to install the hard drives and so forth. Okay, so when it comes to the overall system specifications that I used to build inside this case for testing, now it is a AM5 platform. It is an AMD Ryzen 9 7900 plus PBO. It does have 32 gigs of Corsair DDR5. It has a B850i Lightning from ASRock motherboard. That's Mini-ITX. It does have a 2TB Gen 5 NVMe, and it does also have a 1000 watt thermal take SFX power supply, and it does have a RX 7800 XT Nitro Plus because it's the biggest GPU I have got. Now, when it comes to the testing, what I did is I run it for 10 to 15 minutes just so the overall case can saturate, and I did it for the CPU, so I run CPU for Cinebench R23, and then for the GPU I run Mark 2. Now I did run them for about 10 to 15 minutes just so it could heat up. Now as for the CPU power draw was 169 watts. But then when it comes to thermals, the idles were 38 Celsius with a max of 88 Celsius. This is with a Noctua NH-D15 Gen 2 cooler, which you can see below there. As for the GPU, it is an RX 7800 XT Nitro Plus. It is an overclocked edition, and it is the biggest card I've got. Now, as for the power draw, it did draw 272 watts. And for the GPU temperature, the idles were 24 with a max of 62. The GPU hotspot was idle at 30 with a max of 94, rather hot. And the GPU junction temperature was idle at 46 with a max of 77 Celsius. When it comes to the overall room temperature, it was 21 before starting the test, and it did go up to 25 degrees after testing. Okay, so what do you think of that? Now, what I'm really going to say is that this case is very airflow centric. This has a lot of dust filters. It's got dust filtration absolutely everywhere, the bottom, the top, the front, and it's really, really nice. Now, as for CPU coolers, yes, the NH-D15 Gen 2 does fit in here, okay, but if you are going to have like larger or taller RAM, then it might actually be a little bit of a struggle. Now, if I was to give any negative feedback, the only thing I'd really say is the cable management aspect, because there's not much really you can do with this, except for maybe putting it a bit nicer. But for building in and for using, I think it's okay. I like the fact it comes with a side panel, especially the tempered glass. But this case is very, very modular. The top of this comes off. This part comes off. It's very versatile. You can take off majority of the panels, and you can perhaps respray them yourself. So I think for between 60 and 65 pounds, depends on where you get it from. I think for a small form factor build, or if you're looking for something small, maybe editing, or maybe a media PC, something that's just small. Well, this does support M-atx as well, so there is a lot of options. This isn't just about the small case. This has a lot of good options. It does support big GPUs, but you do have to be careful, like I do say during the specifications part of this video, that with an ATX power supply, you are gonna actually hit those limitations for a GPU, because at the moment I'm using an SFX power supply from Thermaltake. So this is a very small sized power supply anyway, but I've just used the ATX bracket that comes included, so it would fit properly. But as you can see by here, there's not a lot of space up the top for cable management, so please bear that in mind if you're going to buy this. I'd suggest going with a small power supply personally, because then you could fit an absolute monster of a GPU. This is my biggest GPU I've got here, which is the RX 7800 XT Nitro from Sapphire. This is the biggest GPU I've got. This is at least, I think it's about 12 or 12 and a half inches long. This is a massive card, and it fits in here no problem. So just bear that in mind. The power supply is going to be a big factor when it comes to building in it. Now, other than that, I think for the price, it's good. Between 60 and 65 pound, it's very good. I mean, it's very versatile. You can take off the side panels, the back, the top panel, the front panel. You can repaint it if you wanted to. It's got absolute loads of dust filtration, which is fantastic, and it doesn't cost you an arm and leg to buy. So it gets a recommendation from me, because I really do like this little case. I would have loved the white one, because I think white cases personally look much better, but that's just me. But yeah, look, I hope you at least enjoyed the video. I'd like to say a massive thank you to DeepCool for sending this out for review. And to the next video that's coming, it will be a AIO from PC Cooler, which does come with a magnetic little screen, so make sure you subscribe for that. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week and weekend ahead of you. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.